That's right. Emergency planners say the threat of slides isn't great, but they need to do what they can to prevent it because of just how much destruction they can pose. Nearly 200 members of California's Conservation Corps are stepping up their efforts, sandbagging and shoring up slopes. They're expecting another round of rain in the area burned by the Camp Fire.
Debris flows, we consider it the 1-2 punch of Mother Nature.
At the state's Emergency Operations Center, the state has activated a watershed task force, prioritizing where the state needs to act quickly.
So we have a task force and a whole team and others looking at what are the ways in which they can mitigate the debris flows to the best we can and make sure that, those critical infrastructure, homes, and other things that would be in the path of a debris flow are as protected as we can make it.
Look at the amount of that water and how fast it's moving.
They only have to look back to January of this year and the mud and debris slides in Santa Barbara County.
Oh my God, Mom!
Those slides killed more than 20 people. The Camp Fire now 100% contained. Some CAL FIRE crews are turning their attention to erosion control.
They use their bulldozers, just like they would with fighting fires, to also cut check dams and try to reroute areas where water will shed.
While Paradise is still under evacuation orders, there are thousands of people working in the fire areas, and any slides would cripple the recovery effort.
We just can't afford to have a debris flow slow us down in the process of recovery, but there is the chance of that.
Including the search for the remains of fire victims, which was suspended for a time during the last rainstorm. Now, more search and rescue crews, including dogs, have been requested from neighboring states to add to the ones still out searching from house to house and from lot to lot.
Kevin, thanks. And then there's, of course, the question of what happens to all the debris from the burned buildings. So what do they plan to do with it?
They're still trying to figure that out. The state and FEMA are trying to figure out which landfills can take debris, and some of it is hazardous. They're estimating there'll be as much as 4 times as much debris as in the Sonoma fires last year. Wow, a lot of stuff to get rid of.
Thank you, Kevin.